Hello, welcome to Cosmic Cultivators.
Garden tour and harvest. It's been about 2 weeks since,
If not longer
if
than
not
that.
longer, yeah. As you see behind us, the jungle is growing. So we figured we'd take you on along for a harvest and a garden tour at the same time. So,
As we know, unfortunately, the season is slowly winding down, and we just want to make sure we get as much coverage of this year's garden as possible. One of the best pieces of information I can give you is if you record all of your garden seasons, you can refer back and you can learn so much from your own mistakes. So
let's get started. We're going to start at the far corner, and this is the first bed of our massive Mater mansion. As you see, it goes all the way down the length of our entire garden and greenhouse.
as you can see, Chris already cheated.
Yeah, I cheated.
So this year we have been pulling our tomatoes before they are fully ripe and letting them ripen inside. It's been helping a lot with the splitting issue and all that, where we've been getting rain so sporadically. And usually when we do get rain, it's a pounding hard rain and the tomatoes are splitting. So we've been picking them early this year. There's a few in here maybe that are.
The few in there that she's talking about are those giant red ones right there. So we're going to go ahead and pick some of the bigger tomatoes that we've harvested so far this year. Go ahead, baby. I'm going to go around to the other side.
I might have to get that one from the other side.
You see the trellis idea that we had kind of worked and didn't work. We've had a lot of animal pressure this year.
Alright, I'm going to come around. There's a swarm
You
of yellow
see,
dragons.
we have Chinese noodle beans in the other side of
You hold that for me for a second.
the tomato bed. And our onions are coming down to their final days. We are hoping to harvest them by the weekend.
Oh, shit.
We're hoping.
Right at me.
As you see, we have some giant. I don't even know what those ones are.
I have planted so many different varieties.
So
We will have to refer back.
what we were going for was rainbow. See, we have a little bit of blossom end rot, but that's starting to correct itself. This is like the first crop. Don't forget about the massive Mater Mayhem challenge.
Our very first blueberry tomatoes. I thought they were going to turn almost black, but they're turning orange.
So that's what we got out of the massive Mater Mayhem mansion today. Looks like we're still going to continue getting some, because you know how it is. You think you're done and then you find something else.
There's tons of currants in here, right?
Tons of currants. Look at those little guys. Beautiful.
Try it out. This is new.
I want to weigh it, man. Oh, you're going to eat it anyway.
Oh, wow.
So we also, wow, I wish I fixed that before we came on camera. What an embarrassment. Well, at least you all know this is real life here. Like, wow. Okay.
How can I get to those? Okay, word of advice. Don't plant currant tomatoes in the middle. Look at them all.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. And now I can't get to these ones that are ready.
So we're going to continue the harvest off of massive Mater Mansion, as you see. We even have green beans growing off of our trellis here. This trellis was much more successful than that one. I think it has a lot to do with the tomatoes. But an added note, as you see, it's weird. It almost looked like we planted succession here because it goes large, medium, small. We planted everything at the same time, so.
Quite a good harvest of little currants today.
Yeah. And as you see, the beautiful, beautiful marigolds.
Gear would be proud.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn around and show you some of our other tomato plants. I believe Is that, yes, this is the Roma here. This is from John at Will It Grow.
Speckled Roman.
The speckled Roman, yeah. And we also got some peppers coming along here. Unfortunately, this is a fraction of the amount of peppers we would have had if it wasn't for the rat issue. We started the season off with about 40 plus pepper plants, and we have been reduced down to, yeah, a dozen or so. We have moved on over to our cabbage, onion, amaranth, and lettuce bed.
Dun, dun, dun.
The amaranth this year has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. As you see, it's gorgeous in color.
He's growing a little funky.
Yeah.
But he didn't stay with his little stick, so it's kind of his own fault.
Our cabbage is starting to bulk up, as you see. Some are doing better than others. This is starting to bolt.
Nice little head on this guy.
That's starting to bolt. As you saw, our onion patch, this is the other side with some of our bigger onions. Giants.
John, I want you to see this. Look how hard these little fellas are trying. They're trying awful hard to become an onion.
And then we'll move over to Joe's Ark, which has been a big producer this year of zucchinis.
Also been a very lot of work.
We taking this one? And the gray?
This bed has been a lot of work this year as far as squash bugs go and vine borers.
But also the update on the
as I speak of it.
Yeah. This is also the bed that we put the needle to. If you remember, Gina injected this with the BT, and I'm trying to find, yes. It's still putting on zucchinis, all of them. Sorry if I smacked you guys. And even putting on some big ones. Unfortunately, we won't be able to measure that one for Joe, but I'm pretty sure that one's bigger. That's okay. There's always next year. There's the Cocozelle, another one. And we're going to go ahead and harvest the gray zucchini on top of that. Over here, the strawberry tower of power is putting on its tendrils. We're just, you know, putting them in here, there, here. I think next year this will be really great, right?
Absolutely. We're still getting strawberries on this side, you can see.
Yep.
And they're putting their runners off. And since the bottom ones didn't take.
Yeah, we're filling them with runners. Our carrot bed is starting to put on shoulders. They're pretty much buried though. I keep smacking you guys today. Here's some more tomatoes.
Yeah, I believe this is another one of John's.
Again, like they're, I don't know, man.
I don't know what this is going on with this tomato plant, guys. Look at it right here.
That's rooting. It's looking for roots.
So maybe we just need to throw some more dirt in there.
What, 10, 12 inches up the plant?
Yeah, that might help a little.
Maybe. So, for all you container gardeners here, this is our second zucchini out of a pot of this size. That is also the third zucchini out of a pot this size.
We're probably going to let it go a little bit bigger, but not much in that size container.
So this is
our miraculous pot of onions up here.
I will. This is our asparagus green bean.
Which finally, and as me and Chris we watch our plants a lot, and we've noticed that these black ants
are the only things that are on these asparagus green beans, even last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're what pollinate these plants. You can see they're always right by where the fruit comes out.
So we were frustrated last year that we have all these ants all over our asparagus green beans.
As you can see, they're only where the pods are. There's one right here too. There.
We're watching this dude right here do his thing right in the middle of the screen. So we've made our way over to our Tower of Power green beans this year. And just the other night we were cutting up a couple of our harvests. We had 5 pounds of green beans. And that was probably like our, 5th, 6th harvest. We've had 4 prior to that. We've had green bean casserole, sauteed green beans. We've gotten so much off of this Tower of Power.
And it's getting eaten by bugs now.
It is.
See this June bug right here.
Yep.
It is not your friend. Sorry, Japanese beetle, not June bug.
And then right next to the Tower of Power, we have Shipwrecked. I guess this is a fan favorite this year. I don't want to speak for the people, but in Shipwrecked, we have these beautiful candy roaster squash. Now, the reason why we grew these this year is they are very, very cosmic looking. What I mean by that is they're going to turn greens, yellows, oranges, and almost red. Almost red. And you'll see they get quite large as well.
Yeah, look at this sucker.
Yep.
He is.
Some of them can get up to 15 pounds. So you see our trellis system for Shipwrecked. Craziness. All this is craziness. I'm gonna have to say do the chicken wire. This, I don't know. Yeah. Chicken wire. Chicken wire, chicken wire, chicken wire. Don't go with the cheapo. Now you get what you pay for, right, everybody?
Also, these have been so impressive to me, and I don't know if many people have heard of them, so I'm going to bring them up in this. They are the Kentucky Wonder, which is an old heirloom classic, but instead of being the bush variety, they're the pole variety. And yeah, every single day we come out here.
Handfuls.
They're so prolific. Just a thought, though.
And then we'll come over to our sunflower bed. Well, I should say it's a lot more than a sunflower bed, but this is the Will It Grow Mile High Sunflower. Sunflower High. I don't know why I say Mile High, everyone.
You're trying to think of the Mile High Club.
I am, I guess, the Mile High Club. But we harvested John's Mammoth sunflower. And we have all these other beautiful sunflowers coming up. And this is that American Giant hybrid, which is starting to contend with the Mammoth one we had. But I think we stunted its growth considering we started growing it when there was still snow on the ground. You live and you learn, right? Here's another bed of onions. Beautiful, beautiful onions. Nothing huge. I mean, I do have a big fist, but...
Yeah, it's time for...
Oh, Gina's breaking them. So,
for them to stop breathing.
This monstrosity here. Babe, come over here for a second and stand next to this. So, here's the lovely Gina. Reaching as far as she can. Look at that.
It's about 12 foot high, and I just saw, cucamelons all the way up here.
Yep.
They will literally grow, whoop, as I throw it across the yard.
They'll grow everywhere. So we originally had this quarter of cucamelons, and they've been battling with the Kajari melons.
No,
Kiwanu, yeah. Yeah. And there's also a little bit over here of the cucamelons, but you can't tell unless you start moving leaves everywhere. And then you start finding cucamelons.
We have yet to get a Kiwanu, but from great sources like Will It Grow, he said once they start, good luck to us.
So this is this was the pea bed that we pulled 3 or 4 weeks ago and started planting squash. And then we also have this bad girl here, a watermelon coming on, and I need to make a hammock for that watermelon in there. We have the kale bed, which we're pretty much sacrificing now to the bug gods. We have a lot of onions in here that we want to harvest, so in the next week we'll be pulling this whole bed up and be replanting for a fall crop.
Any suggestions, let us know.
Yeah. Over here we have beautiful big boy tomatoes. If I can do this one-handed here. Yeah.
That, I think, is the biggest cucamelon we have gotten so far.
Yeah, that is a giant. That's a seed saver right there. And as you saw, our potatoes, we're taking everybody's advice and we are leaving them and heavily watering them. Sweet potatoes in the middle. Yeah. That potato just started flowering. I don't know if Gina noticed that.
Yes, I did.
Excellent. So we have potatoes flowering now, everyone, which is a great sign.
You hear the pheasant in the background.
Yep. More tomatoes, onions. That's the zucchini again. Yes, that on the other side. Let's get through the jungle here. We'll walk around, and what we're pointing at is this spinach or strawberry spinach plant, and that's going to be another video that we're going to teach you about, because this thing is awesome and we were unaware of how it worked up until about 20 minutes ago.
So Nikki at Blue Farm sent us the seeds for this, so thank you, Nikki, and we'll explain more to that thank you in the next video.
But if anybody is looking for some seeds,
let us know. They're not cheap.
They are not, and we're not interested in making money, really. We want to share food. So over here we have even more potatoes, sweet potatoes. The toilet paper is loving it under there. Nice and shady. As this is the onions that Gina was talking about here. That pot of onions is probably going to be one of our best producers this year, quite frankly. And then
I definitely think it's going to be the most weight by volume.
then we have this craziness over here. And I don't know if Gina wants to come over here and do the honors on camera.
Oh. Do you have yours still?
No, I don't think so.
I'll be right back then.
So, oh, I do. There's the other pocket. It's just I'm trying to do the video work here. Trying not to do too many cut scenes because, you know, I don't want it to be fake TV here. Boom!
Our very first
Armenian cucumber.
Yeah. If that tells you anything. It's about my arm length.
It is. And there's also a second in there and a third on the other side. Wifey's going to decide if she wants to cut it or not. And that is the yellow, what melon?
Lemon drop.
Lemon drop melon right there, everyone. And a nice melon hammock. Over here is another type of melon.
Yeah, I believe these ones are
Oh, look at that. We have a cucamelon in the same bed. Isn't that hilarious?
Dragon egg.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You are terrible with names.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this is the Yamato Cream.
Yep.
Which is a white watermelon on the inside.
So the other one is over there if you want to grab it or not. This is a first for us. Yep.
Yeah, we'll grab that one.
Beautiful.
We are gonna I want to let a couple of these get to full size just to try it, because they're called Armenian cucumbers, but they're not actually a cucumber, they're a melon. So if you let them get full size, they taste more like a melon than they do a cucumber. So little update for Jilly, because we feel horrible that everything she has given us has not succeeded. Our Egyptian walking onion. Wee's gonna have to come out of here now because he's getting too tall. These guys do have roots. I'm gonna cut this back and hopefully we'll get new growth on that too. But Jilly, your walking onion to take in. You are a part of our garden.
We've made our way out to the dehydrated fruit forest. We've been trying to water, but it's an ongoing battle back here. In the next year, maybe two, these tap roots will start getting into our water supply.
I mean, everything's still getting new growth, and
it is. It's just, it looks really dry.
well, it's also too that a lot of this is raspberry plants that we just uprooted and moved, and now it's time to
So what I'm specifically talking about here is like this tree here looks very dry. And then you look at this tree. It's very lush.
not completely dead.
It's very lush. This tree is most definitely tapped down into the water. So at some point, all of these trees will be doing the same as this one here, and things will be much, much better.
But I do want to give an update to our friends at Ride Family Farm. Our elderberries are coming back. As you can see, I have them wrapped now. But every single one of them
has new growth. We also need to get some fencing to fix this up and keep animals out of it, hopefully. As you see, Courtney and Dustin, they are still doing very well. And then the currants,
only 2 of them survived.
Oh yeah, the third didn't?
No, that's the one that was right. Now here's the hole I've been telling you about. Right here, and there is the what is left.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a den, and I'm pretty sure it's a rabbit den, but I'm not positive. It could be rats, who knows.
Yeah. So we still have 2 currants though, and all 4 elderberries, apparently they are beast. And while we're out here, we're going to give you an update on the forgotten tomatoes, the neglected forgotten tomatoes.
Which, honestly, I cannot believe how well they are doing.
So they are being eaten at, but
I don't see too much eaten at, though. They look pretty good.
Yep.
Those look some better than some of the ones that I've tended to.
Isn't that funny, everybody? We just stuck those out there as extras to see what would happen. And as you see, the fence is ripped down. We don't pay too much mind to it. It's doing pretty well considering we're in level 2 drought, as they describe. We did get some rain, and we almost have 330 gallons of fresh rainwater.
Oh yeah, it rained like crazy yesterday.
For 10 minutes. That seems to be all that we get. There was one day that it did rain quite a bit, but it didn't amount to a whole lot. So,
question for wild edibles.
Question for wild edibles or anybody else?
Tennessee bushcrafter probably could answer it too. Is this purslane or is it edible? It looks familiar. Question mark.
There you have it, everybody. We're not going to show you the greenhouse. You can just refer to our previous video. It looks exactly the same. Desolate and sad. So we're going to focus here on the positive and the happy. And that's the outdoor gardens. We are very glad we upgraded so much with the raised beds.
Right.
If not, we wouldn't have had much of a gardening year, and we would have been
Devastated.
and probably,
Giving
I
up
don't know, not giving up hope, but probably would have been much more bored.
hope. A new one.
So, that all being said, we're giving you one final overview of everything as we walk by. The greenhouse will be getting upgraded soon, as soon as we have time. Unfortunately, we need to spend money on it. Yeah, that's right. We can't recycle what we're going to be doing to the greenhouse.
But it's time. We're fed up with it, and I literally lost a third of my growing space this year. And this, in my honest opinion, last year was our best year for peppers. And it's because they were in here and they were tight together and happy and loving life. And that's where we started them this year, and they almost got completely killed off.
By the rats.
Next year, they're going in the greenhouse.
Next year, that greenhouse is going to be super greenhouse. So we hope you enjoyed this, I hope not too long, garden
All
tour.
I can say is no matter the height,
Yeah.
keep on growing.
And as the title says, up, and away. Peace, love, and happiness.
Peace.